Imagine running your business without constantly juggling tasks or putting out fires. Sounds like a dream. I know, I get it, right? You saw all these reels and all these TikToks more than likely when you first got started, and people are talking about this time freedom and sales when they're sleeping and how, they're working 1 hour a day and making bank. And I'm gonna be honest with you, with the right automation tools, it's not just possible, it is the future, but you have to do it the right way. And in today's episode, we're breaking down the must-have strategies to automate your business in 2025 so that you can scale without the overwhelm and without the burnout. Let's dive in.
Hey, y'all, Elise Smith here, and welcome to the Socially Awesome Podcast, where we empower mompreneurs to implement simple social media strategies into their businesses and elevate their online presence. I'm a mompreneur of 3, an affiliate marketer, a network marketer, an influencer, a social media marketing agency owner, and your personal guru. I am here to give you tips, tricks, and tools that you need to build your social media business. Let's dive in.
All right, let's set the stage. The year is 2025, and businesses haven't embraced automations are falling behind faster than ever. And why? Because automation isn't just a buzzword. It's not just an SEO keyword anymore. It is the backbone of efficient, scalable businesses. And I actually read on Threads today, and I really wish I would have wrote the creator's name down so I could share with you. But he said, it is so true. It is so true. He said, your first $1,000 is made with excitement. You get in your business, like you're excited, you're sharing it with everyone, and first couple sales come in. Your first $100,000 is made from skill. So once you master the skills of sales and talking to your ideal client and delivering that emotional content, you can go on to make 6 figures. Your first $1 million is made with systems. And I was like, that is powerful, because everything from streamlining your operations to delivering quality customer service, automation can free up a lot of time for you to focus on growth and creativity and impact. And we're really going to dive into the tools and the strategies today that you need to automate your business like a pro. So whether you're just starting out or you're ready to level up, there is something in this episode for you. So stick with me. But first, I want to dive into where automation is headed in 2025. Trends like hyper automation, where businesses automate as many tasks as possible, and this whole new era of AI integration, they're becoming the standard practice. So I want you to think about this, because as online entrepreneurs, we talk a lot about AI and ChatGPT, and you've probably opted into 100 lead magnets of prompts and things like that from people, right? But the truth is, everywhere, brick and mortar businesses, everywhere is using AI. It is becoming a standard practice. So even like, what restaurant was it? Well, McDonald's. McDonald's is a perfect example. So you roll up to McDonald's, to the drive-thru, and someone says, hi, welcome to McDonald's. Will you be using the app today? That's AI. That is not an employee. You can tell at the bat. If you say yes, they say, great. What is that code? And you give them the code on your app. If you say no, then they direct you to a person. It's making it more efficient. Now, you may have a love-hate with this, because sometimes it can be hard. You call somewhere and it's AI and you're like, pressing zero. I just want to talk to a person. But the truth is, if you're not staying up with that, you're going to limit your possibility of growing your business, scaling your business. You're also going to leave money on the table. So we're not just talking about robots doing work. It's about smarter workflows, faster decision-making, better customer experiences. And here's the thing. Businesses that adapt now, they're not just surviving, they're thriving. It's like having an assistant work 24/7 for you without the overhead, or a whole lot less. Something as simple as ManyChat. And I talked a lot about the actual tools of social media automation in the last week's episode. So definitely go back and check that out. But something as simple as ManyChat. We paid $25 a month for ManyChat. That's it. less than what I could feed my kids McDonald's for. And it saves me probably 5 hours a week on Instagram. Could you imagine if I paid an assistant to respond to my comments 5 hours a week? We're talking about $25 versus $400 a month. It's insane. And if you're not automating, you are leaving time and money on the table. So I want you to pause for a second and think, what's one task in your business that feels repetitive or it's time consuming? I want you to jot it down. And we're going to circle back to that later in this episode. So let's look at the top areas where automation can transform your business, because ultimately I talk a lot about social media marketing on here, but my experience in corporate actually was a lot more about, obviously I did digital marketing, I did social media, but it was also a lot more around customer retention and team member retention and operations of the business day to day. So there's a lot of different ways. And for today, I really want to focus on, like I said, operations, customer experience, and marketing. And this is crucial because we think when you're first getting started in your business, a lot of times we just think content. That's all we need. And then you realize if you do start having results and you start seeing success, you start making sales, then you're overwhelmed with the amount of customer service you have to handle or the amount of DMs coming in or people you have to assist. And maybe you're not giving a good customer experience. So you're actually losing people that could be potential customers. So I want you, for the purpose of this episode, to think of this in 3 categories: operations, customer experience, and marketing. So first and foremost, operations. I want you to look at tools like Trello or ClickUp as a way to simplify task management. And definitely check out the show notes after the episode is over, because I will have my automation domination guide in there. And I reference a lot of the tools that I use, and some of them actually have free trials or, discount codes and things like that you can have. But simplifying that task management so you're not buried in sticky notes or endless email chains. So things like all the content ideas that you have, and you probably jotted them down on to-do lists all over the house, and they're never actually getting implemented because they're everywhere. So streamlining that. You can set up automated reminders for deadlines. You can set up, automated reminders for your engagement. My ClickUp, so if I give you my experience, my ClickUp is like my Bible for the day. When I get in and I sit down at my desk and I plug in for my business for the day, I open my ClickUp and it tells me exactly what I need to do every single day. And it reoccurs. So what are those daily things that I have to do every day? It restarts that checklist every day. So there's not a point where I'm going, I don't know what to do today. I know exactly what to do today. And just clarity alone in your business, game changer. That's part of the reason you're so overwhelmed now, is because you've got 1,000 ideas swirling around in your head, never getting executed because you're not scheduling time to do them. You're not writing them down. And you're not getting them out of your head and into action. The second piece of this is the customer experience. So this is where we think of things like CRMs. Lets you send personalized emails. It tracks your leads. You can follow up with them. You can track customer interactions, all on autopilot a lot of times. So for me personally, I use a CRM called Brand Builder AI. And again, I'll have that in my automation domination guide in the show notes. But imagine closing more sales because your CRM reminded you to check in with someone. Imagine. Because fortune's in the follow-up. I'm probably not the first person that you've ever heard say that. But the truth is, a lot of us don't follow up on social media because we're either scared to be salesy or we forget about it. And your email automations and your DM automations, those should be doing follow-up already for you automatically. But occasionally, especially if you're someone selling high ticket, it might require you to do a personal follow-up. But if you don't know who to follow up with, you're definitely not doing it. And the last thing you want to do is be going through your Instagram DMs, scrolling, going, what was that girl's name again? So when you have a CRM, it can allow you to track all of your leads, all of your customers in one place. And the beauty for me about this is that I'm able to see where someone has been with me, and I'm able to have all that customer data before I go into a conversation with them. So if I get a DM from someone that's like, hey, I've taken a couple of your courses and I'm still struggling. I really need help with my business. The last thing I want to do is say, oh, really? What courses did you buy? They really don't feel special when you do that. They really don't feel valued. I pull their name up in my CRM and I said, she bought this one. She bought this one. I'm even able to log in and see if she actually watched the modules. So I can go into that conversation, not with just a leg up to make a sale, because that's not the goal, but to make her feel valued and say, hey, look, I saw you bought the Slay Your Business Intensive. It looks like maybe you made it about 2 modules in. Were you able to finish that? I'm not going to accuse her and say, you didn't finish the course, so that's why you're not getting results. But I would say, your DM says that you're struggling with coming up with your Black Friday offers, but that's actually in module 4. Were you able to watch that? Maybe it just didn't mark it closed. And I have that sales conversation, but she's going to feel a whole lot more special and a whole lot more valued. And I'm going to tell you, this is going to be crucial the more customers you get, because it's very easy. Like, I have a Facebook community. And if you're not in there, again, check the show notes. Make sure you hop in there, because I do weekly tips, tricks, and trainings to help you with your business online in there. There's over 3,000 people in there. And there's almost no way for me to know every single person, what their business is, what their offer is, all of those things. So if I go into a DM with someone and they're like, I've been in your group, I've been watching you for a while, and, I saw you did a live about this, and I really want to work with you. What course is best for me? I can go into my CRM and see if we've had any previous conversations. I can see what lead magnets they've got, if they're in any of my email. I can see all that customer information. So instead of saying, oh, cool, and acting like it's the first time I ever met them, it allows me to customize my conversations. So having a CRM is crucial when you have a service for someone. And then your marketing. So your marketing platforms, like I use, again, Brand Builder AI. It's my all-in-one tool. But this is going to be like your email marketing, your social media scheduler, your, even your DM automation tools. So, and last week's episode was all about social media tools, but you need platforms for this. If you are manually doing everything, if you're setting alarms going off at 7 a.m. to remind you to make your Instagram post, it's not working anymore. It is time for you to get systems in your business. And if you don't, you're going to continue to be the system. So I'll give you some examples. One of my clients automated their welcome sequences for new subscribers. And when we first started working together, I asked her, I was like, they got your lead magnet. Cool. We made a couple adjustments to the lead magnet, more call to actions, just made it a little juicier, changed the title a little bit. And I said, what's this welcome sequence look like? Are you introducing yourself to them? Because you got to think about it, like with your lead magnet, you want it to be set up as if it's someone's first time ever seeing you. And she's like, well, I don't have one. What? But you know what? So I email them, like I go in my Gmail and I email them about a week later and just ask them what they thought. And I'm like, oh God. So we had to change a mindset shift here, because she's like, well, I don't want to pay for an email automation software. I don't have that many customers yet. And so this is where that mindset shift comes in. I told her, I said, girl, you're not going to get more customers until you do set up that. You got to put the cart before the horse a little bit. Because what happens if one of her reels go viral or one of her TikToks happen to go viral and hundreds of people opt in? How is she going to email 100 people without getting in Gmail jail? It's not going to be possible. So you have to set a lot of this up, and you're telling yourself now, well, I'll do that when I get this many sales, or I'll do that when I get this many sales. But you have to prepare for that now. But then, even better, we were able to get metrics for her emails. So when she's sending everything on Gmail, we couldn't see her open rates. We couldn't see her, how the open time, how long it sat in someone's inbox before they opened it. When you have a software or a marketing platform, you're able to track those metrics. So metrics drive results in your business. Your metrics tell you what to fix, what to leave alone, what to double down on. And if you're not collecting metrics because you're manually sending emails, what? No way. So that's just one. But think about it like this. These 3 areas, operations, customer experience, and marketing, I want you to think about those. And I want you to choose one to focus on this week. You don't have to automate everything at once. Small steps lead to big results. Percent of the results in your business come from what you do 20% of the time. But think about one of these areas: operations, customer experience, and marketing. And I want you to pick one and focus on that this week. And I'm going to walk you through what to do to focus on that. So not all automation tools are created equal. And that's another big question I get. How do you choose the one for you? So I want you to start with these 3 questions. What's the problem you're trying to solve? So when you pick your area this week, and I'll give you an example. If marketing is the one that you choose, because 9 times out of 10, that's what everyone's going to choose. And that's a lot. It's important. That's bringing people into your business. But we also have to focus on the other 2, keeping people in your business. But most of you are going to choose marketing. So what's the one problem you're trying to solve? So maybe for me, I need to schedule my content. Every night I get in bed, I get home from work, sit on the couch, play with my kids a little bit. I eat my dinner. I'm exhausted. It was a long day. My boss was a pain in my ass. I finally lay down and I'm like, I forgot to post my reel. I sit up in the bed and I come in my office and I'm like trying to throw it together real quick. I know it's not my best quality. I know it's probably not going to do anything anyway. I've already got this mindset of, well, it's only going to get 200 views, so whatever. But I'm doing it just to do it because that girl on TikTok said I got to do it. So I know that in order for my audience to get the best quality content, I need to start scheduling because my time is very limited. So what is the problem you're trying to solve? Is there a tool scalable as your business grows? Is that tool scalable? So maybe now, after answering number 1, I'm like, I'm just going to schedule in the Instagram app. That works for me. Is that scalable? Because as your business grows, you're going to want to create that omnipresence. You're going to be on multiple platforms. You're going to want to repurpose your content. Can you do that with the Instagram scheduler? No, you cannot. Just for those of you curious. No, you can't. And then number 3, does it integrate smoothly with the systems you already have? Now, if you don't have any systems, you might have to table this question for the next time. But does it integrate smoothly? So an example of this would be, let's say you're using ManyChat. You're using ManyChat, and ManyChat actually can connect to your CRM and your email marketing software for a lot of them. So what I mean by that is if I DM someone and I say, hey, what's your name? What's your email? I'll send you this. I have it automatically go into my emails from there. And that's because my system integrates with ManyChat. If yours doesn't, then it might cause a break in the bank for you. It might cause a delay where you still have to manually do something, and that just isn't worth doing it. It's if they're not, all your systems can't talk together, then you're not creating automation, you're creating more work for yourself. Now, for those of you that are a little more techie, and even for those of you that aren't techie, okay, ChatGPT can walk you through everything. But Zapier is actually an amazing tool that you can use to connect systems. So when you're considering investing in some sort of software or tool, if they don't integrate together, then look at Zapier to see if it has an integration for you. And an example of this would be, I have a Stand Store. I used Stand Store, exclusively last year until I decided to get an all-in-one platform. So when people would opt in to my email list on Stand Store, at the time, I didn't have a pro account. So I couldn't send emails through Stand Store. So I had to have another software for emails. So I would have Zapier pull people out of my Stand Store and automatically put them into my email software. So that's an option for you. But ultimately, you need to try to connect these as much as possible. And remember, automation doesn't have to break the bank. You can start with free plans. You can start with trials, testing tools that work best for you. Make sure you check that show notes because I've got my favorite tools and my whole automation guide will be in there for you. But I have changed email platforms probably 4 times in my business. I've changed schedulers multiple times in my business. I've changed website hosts. It is a pain to change. I'm going to tell you it's a pain to change. But ultimately, every time I pivoted, there was a reason. And now I have it all in one software. Everything's all in one place. So I don't see myself changing probably again. There's not going to be a need. This software does everything. And they're constantly bringing in new updates. And every day, they've got a new feature. And it's absolutely incredible. And it's called Brand Builder AI. I'll have it in the show notes as well. But I want to talk to you about the ROI of automation as well. as we kind of wind down this episode. So let's talk numbers, because just like I said, you don't have to break the bank, but that is one of the reasons most people hold themselves back from getting some sort of automation is the return on investment. They're scared to put that money out. You keep telling yourself, when I make $1,000 a month or $5,000 a month, I'll get a software. And the thing is, the ROI on automation is massive. It's not just about saving time, it's about scaling smarter. So here's an example. I worked with a small business who automated their invoice processing. This was about 2 years ago when I was doing management. They used to spend 4 hours a week manually invoicing and another hour a week printing and mailing invoices. After automation, their payments were handled in minutes because they were automating sending these out by email. Customers were paying almost immediately when they got them in their email. They saw a 20% increase in cash flow because the invoices were sent out faster, and they saved a shit ton on labor. How much were they paying the employee that was spending 4 hours a week manually emailing and another hour a week printing and folding and putting in the envelope and then stamps? I didn't ask them. I mean, it's 2 years ago, but I might have to go back and ask, because the truth is, they not only started collecting more money faster, but now they can take on more clients because they can handle more business. If she's spending 5 hours a week invoicing, that limits how many people they can even work with, because if they double their customers, that's another 5 hours they don't have, right? So now they can even take on more business. So if you've already automated something in your business, I want you to take a moment to measure the results. Okay, write yourself a note. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast, download this episode, come back and watch it again, listen to it again. Okay? But if you're already automating something in your business, you need to be measuring those results the same way that you measure your social media metrics. Did it save you time? Did it bring in revenue? Did it pay for itself? So like I told you earlier, ManyChat saves me about 5-6 hours a week. It pays for itself. What is your hourly worth? So let me know. I want you to DM me on Instagram your results. I want to hear your wins. I want to know, what is something you've automated in your business and has it paid for itself? That's always my goal. When I get a new software for my business, my goal is always to make it pay for itself, whether it be in time or revenue brought in. So automation isn't a set it and forget it. It's a mindset. And as tools evolve, your strategy has to evolve too. So you need to stay curious and keep learning. Subscribe to newsletters, attend webinars, listen to this podcast, follow industry leaders. Stay with me till the end, because I've got a way that you're going to be able to learn everything you need. Ninja tip. But remember, automation isn't here to replace you. It is to amplify your impact and give you that freedom to focus on what you do best. You don't need to be sending links all day in the DMs. You need to be working with your customers, spending time with your family, sitting down and planning the future of your business. You need to spend more time working on your business than you do in your business. So as we kind of wind down, I want to share another quick story with you about an e-commerce business that I worked with as well. So 2 years ago, during the holiday rush, their team was so overwhelmed. They had orders missed, customers were frustrated. The chaos was real. It was real. And I did not do strategy really with this person, but we had a one-on-one call, just almost like a brainstorming, brain dumping call, because she knew probably what she needed to do, but she needed to hear it and have it kind of verified from someone. And we really talked about how to implement automation for her inventory management, her order processing, her customer email updates, and kind of made a workflow of how she could implement these one step at a time. Because I told you at the beginning of the episode, that's a huge mistake people make, is that they try to over automate really quickly. And she came back to me and told me that not only did they have the most profitable holiday season ever, but their team actually had time to enjoy themselves. And usually during the holidays before, she would lose team members. People would quit because they were so overwhelmed. So the power of automation not only brought in more business for them, but it kept her employees happier. And that is a beautiful thing. We talk a lot about making an impact while making an income, but that's proof. Helping your team have a better life, enjoy work more. That's an ultimate goal for any employer. All right. So I've got a couple action steps for you this week. I want you to pick one area of your business to automate, whether it's scheduling your social media, organizing your tasks, or following up with your leads. I want you to start small and build it out from there. Check the show notes for links to the tools that we talked about today. And don't forget to share your automation wins with me. I want you to DM me on IG or tag me in your stories. Tag me, take a screenshot of you listening to this. I want to celebrate your progress. So tag me on IG at socially.awesome. One more thing, in the show notes, you're going to find a wait list that you can register for our upcoming Automation Advantage Challenge. So our challenge is going to happen in January, and it's 5 days with me, very tactical. And I'm going to walk you step by step how to automate, what tools to use, what tools not to use, what to do, what not to do, to implement authentic automation into your business so that you can get the time freedom you started for. I'm going to save you hours every week with the strategies I'm going to teach you. I'm going to help you reduce that overwhelm to where you can finally focus in your business on the tasks that are going to make you money and not on the tasks that are time sucks. And I'm going to show you how to make every single automation tool pay for itself. So in the show notes, I have a link for you to register for that challenge. It will actually go live December 16th, so next week, and you can get fully registered. This is just a wait list for those that are interested to be notified first. So at that time on December 16th, we'll send you an email. We'll say, hey, it's live. Jump in the challenge, secure your spot, spend 5 days with me, and we're going to take 2025 to new heights in your business. The last thing, make sure that you are inside Socially Awesome Entrepreneurs, our free Facebook community. Show notes, check it for the link as well. Every Wednesday at noon CST, I go live with a training, and 9 times out of 10, they complement these episodes. So when you're listening to the podcast, it's value and you're probably generating ideas. But if you want to see in action, some action steps to do as well, it's another place, another resource for you to plug into to get implementation steps from me. So every Wednesday at noon CST, we go live, and all of the replays live inside the Facebook community. So there's 2.5 years of trainings that I've done in there that you can plug into for free and really work on growing your business in 2025 to hit those milestones. So I will catch you in next week's episode. Next week, we are going to talk about business automation tools to streamline workflows. So we hinted around at it a little bit today about the 3 areas of your business that do need automation, but you need to know how to put them into workflows to make them work seamlessly. This is going to be a game changer that turns your business from chaos to clarity. And I'll see you next week. Make it simple, make it social, and make it awesome.